Hello, today I'm going to show you two different ways to handle errors in wait groups in Golang. So the first way is going to allow you to handle them completely concurrent. So it's going to be within the Go routine that is being added to the wait group, and it's not going to be handled at the end of the wait group. It's going to be handled at the time of error, basically. And then the second method would be handling all the errors at the same time after the wait group is completed, and we're going to be using an error channel to do so. So the reason you might use the first one, and sometimes why I do, is if you have a wait group that is going to take a really long time and you don't want to, you need for some reason to store the error somewhere or notify someone of the error first, a great way to do that is to actually handle the error within the function, within the Go routine. Now, on the other hand, if it's a pretty quick wait group, you can store all the errors together, and then this is what I prefer to do, and then handle them at the end. And you can, with both methods, you can store the error against an ID, an index, etc., or not, and just have it be a randomized, not randomized, but an error that is not tied to any specific index, ID, row, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the code for the first example in which you actually handle the error within the Go routine. And this is exactly as you might expect. It's very simple. So what this does is you just handle it as you would any other error inside of the Go routine, and then return the function afterwards. And it should return the function perfectly. So what I've done here is I have a wait group of size 10, or wait group size of 10. And then I create a wait group, do the loop for the wait group size, and then I'm going to go ahead and add one to the wait group. This just tells the wait group, okay, I need to be notified for now. So since in this case 10, because we add it 10 times, I need to be notified that 10 different Go routines have finished prior to allowing the continuing execution of the parent function. And to notify the wait group that Go routine is finished, inside of the Go routine, you're going to write deferred waitgroup.done. So the waitgroup.done actually tells it it's complete. What the defer does is it just waits until the entire function is complete before notifying the wait group. So you put that at the top. That's what I typically do, and it just makes it super easy because it waits until it's returned. And then here I do a quick loop over indexes that I feed in to both functions. This just allows us to quickly change which indexes have errors. And what basically, if it is in that index array or slice, then we return an error. And so in this case, I'm just printing the error to the console here, and that is how I'm handling the errors. This is what you would replace, the fmt.println is what you'd replace with maybe writing the error to the database, returning it to an external integration if that's how you handle your errors. Whatever you need to do with that error, this is where you'd handle it. And then return the function and go ahead and put the waitgroup.wait at the end, and that should handle it perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and give an example or show what that logs. So I'm going to go run main.go, and as you can see, these are pretty much in an indiscriminate order because it's concurrent. So if I run it again, it's going to change the order. So if you really don't care about the order at all and you're fine with these errors being reported as the rest of the Go routines complete and work properly, then this is a great method, and this might be how I would do it depending on the use case. Now, on the other hand, if you want all errors to be reported at the same time and to be handled at the end of the wait group, we're going to go ahead and use a channel to do so, and I'll go ahead and uncomment that function, and then I'll show you this function from within. So you have the same wait group size definition and the same wait group definition. Now the difference is you're going to start with an error channel definition as well, right under the wait group, and this is where we're going to store the errors during execution of the Go routines. So you're going to set the wait group to the wait group size. So this is basically saying the maximum size of the error channel. In this case, is going to be the size of the wait group. So in this case, you're not going to have any. It's not possible to have more than 10 errors because we return after each error. So we're going to write at most 10 errors to the channel before closing it. So that's what I'm going to set the wait group size to. If you need to keep track of the index that returns the error, or maybe an ID that does, you might want to use a different error or a different data structure than just an error for the channel. You may want to do like a map of an int to an error or something along those lines. But in this case, I just want to return an error message that is not specific to any ID or int. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just set it to error. So this is all the same. We're going to set the function or the loop, add the function to the wait group, and then start the go routine here, and then also defer the complete. And then this is pretty much the same as well, except when we actually get to the error handling, what we're going to do is instead of printing the error, we're going to send a new error or whatever data structure you chose for the channel back to the channel. And to do so, you're going to use the syntax that is the less than sign and then a dash. And that will send whatever is at the end of that arrow to, I mean, the arrow is pretty self-explanatory. It sends this error into the error channel. And then you're going to go ahead and return. And then after the waitgroup.wait, this is also different. You need to close the error channel. So this tells the channel that nothing else is going to be added, and it basically becomes read-only. So after you close the error channel, you now have the error channel basically is a slice of errors or whatever data structure you chose. And so you can do whatever you want with that. In this case, I'm just going to print the error. It's going to be in an indiscriminate order of the errors, and you'll see this when I log it. But all the errors are going to be logged at the end. Now, the reason why it's in an indiscriminate order is because whichever one executes first and has the error first is going to be the first error in the channel. If you need it to be in a discriminate order, so say you need it to be sorted by ID or by the index, you can change the data structure so that you have that ID or index, sort it before you handle the errors, whichever way you need to, and then handle the errors. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have the right stuff commented. I do. Go run main.go. And as you can see, all the errors are at the end of the wait group, and I can run it however many times I want. It will change the order of those errors, but they're always at the end of the wait group and the rest of the logs. So I hope this video helped. If it did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any other specific cases you need help with. And yeah, so thanks again for watching. Make sure to check out the GitHub and the link down below and any other relevant information I find and put down there. So I hope you have a good day, and thanks again for watching.